My name is Joshua Dockstater. I own my own food truck in the Hamilton region, did catering with the food truck. My very first job in a kitchen was on Taco Bell, actually, and then just bounced around from kitchens and stuff like that. And where I really got my passion for cooking, where I got most of my knowledge is from my grandmother. I was kind of the little guy that was always just kind of sitting on the counter watching, and that's where I learned how to make bread and how to make soup and how to make all those types of little family recipes and stuff like that, and then I just went from there. I started the food truck in that type of cooking to start conversations. So I started with the food truck, and then people wanted me to come and cook and talk about indigenous culture and spirituality. I'm not like I didn't go to Longhouse, I didn't grow up on the reserve. All the stuff that I've learned throughout my life in regards to indigenous culture and spirituality, I've learned on my own. Best things about these types of cooking and these types of venues is to start talking about those things. My advice for anyone starting a business is be prepared. Have a really solid business plan. Make sure you know your costs. Make sure you know your market. Don't open up a hamburger place if there's 10 hamburger places in your neighborhood. Look for programs out there that'll help you. When I first started my business, I got involved with a program called BizSmart through the YWCA, and they paid me $1,200 a month for the first whole year of my business, no matter how my business went. And they gave me training. They brought in accountants, lawyers on how to incorporate your business, how to set up a business plan, how to do all those things. So look for those types of programs. Indigenous youth do have a lot of access to things these days. Look for those programs. If you want to start your business, like I said, be prepared. There's kitchens like this now that'll give you a good opportunity to, because if you start a food business, you have to make your food in a licensed kitchen. So there's big opportunities. There's all these little businesses like pierogi businesses and butter tarts and pies and bakers and all these things. So it doesn't have to be a huge business. It can be a little business. And for Indigenous youth up to 30, there are programs like through NEPAM, and they'll pay you $2,000 to start your business for the summer. A lot of different things. I can go on forever. That's basically it. Just be prepared. We were making bison sliders. We're just using bison meat. We put a little bit of ground meat in just for a little more of a fat content in it, so that they'll be more juicier. We're using wild boar bacon instead of commercially processed bacon. All the stuff that we got today is from our organic butcher, and game meat has a lot more flavor to it. As Indigenous people, we need to start getting back to a lot of those things, and if it's prepared right and it's done right, then I think that everyone can enjoy it, except vegetarians. My own personal opinion is that it just tastes better. The one thing I did, because I had this on my food truck, this was one of my best sellers that I used to sell in the truck, was just getting the spice blend right in the meat too. And salt, pepper, there's a little bit of Italian seasoning and fresh garlic. Just kind of playing around with that and getting that was the biggest thing. So just teaching that to the students, getting the mix right. And then we just cut up the lettuce and cheese, and we just cook the bacon on the grill to just crisp it up, and then we're just gonna throw everything together at the end there. So you just make it into patties. It's like making hamburgers. You're just using bison meat instead of ground beef. Don't be afraid first to try new foods. I was a very meat and potatoes kind of person growing up, and I never started really trying different types of meats or anything really until I was like in my late 20s, and then I was opened up to this whole new world of flavors and tastes and all these things. And don't be afraid to get in the kitchen and make mistakes, because some of the best things that I have ever made were by mistake. I started out making something, and then at the end it totally wasn't what I wanted to make, but it was actually an amazing dish. So get in the kitchen, get dirty, do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be traditional stuff. Just get in the kitchen and do it. It is a life skill. Everyone should learn how to cook, because that's how you feed yourself. All right, let's cook.